up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, honey. We're down here to talk about Real Housewives of New Jersey. I'm driving, as you can see, so we're going to have to wait until we get to where we're going so that we could talk. I'm going to head to Starbucks. I didn't think I was going to go to Starbucks, but I think I am going to go now. So we'll talk about the girls. Part 3 was actually pretty good. I'm actually glad it's over. In terms of like casting, like I said, I think that everybody should come back. I think the dynamic of the show is really great. Even though Melissa and Joe are like, like Teresa, I don't know. But you're just dealing with Teresa, I think, I don't know, because you can't take Teresa off the show. She's literally the center of the show. Everybody is her. Dolores and Joe, Melissa, and the only people that are not cool with her are the only people who are not cool with her are Jackie and Marge. But Dolores is good friends with Marge, and Melissa is good friends with Jackie and Marge. So it kind of makes sense. We need one. I think they need one more person, one more woman. I don't know what happened to Tracy. Tracy never came out, or I mean, if she did come out, they didn't allow us to see it. I didn't get that. She's Melissa's friend. Maybe she didn't test out well. I don't know. It's Friday and I'm super, super relaxed. I woke up really, really early this morning. It was so windy. I woke up, I think, like 3:30. It was It was so windy. I almost passed it up. It was so windy. And I couldn't sleep. I was up like 3 something, and then I overslept past my alarm. What time did I wake up past my alarm? Like 30 minutes past my alarm, because I finally did go back to sleep. But the wind was blowing, like it's still blowing. They said it's going to be blowing all day today. But it was like hard. And then I have like this wind chime, and it was going crazy. It was going crazy. And so that was going, everything. And then I woke up this morning, I went into the living room, and I have this aloe vera plant that fell off the windowsill, and all of the leaves broke. All of them. It was tall too. It was coming out like that. It was a tiny, not tiny, but just a small, medium, small size, a medium small size, like aloe vera. And it fell, and I was like, what is this? I felt it on the floor. I felt like wet, like from the aloe vera. I thought it was, of course, not too much water in there. I'm trying to make sure, because this is a long line. I'm trying to make sure nobody's coming out of these parking spaces. So anyway, so Jennifer, they get on Jennifer. They left up on Jennifer. Andy was telling everybody to be quiet. And she was saying that she asked Bill, did he want a divorce? Bill said no. So she followed him to Miami. I don't know where that came in or how that fit into, because from my understanding, she had just had a baby and found out that he cheated on her. So I'm trying to figure out, when did she have time, a breastfeeding mother, when did she have time to jet down to Miami to check on him? And then she says when she met him there, it turned him on. And then, she said, Ashley Darby's words, stronger than ever. Ashley says, we're better than ever. We're stronger than ever. It's always the best. I don't know if that's a red flag when somebody starts saying that we're stronger than ever. We're better than ever. Okay, really? Okay. So it means you're telling me that you're better than you were before you found out he was cheating on you, and you guys have worked it out, and you haven't thought about it at all in all of these years. She's like, nope, never. She is a huge liar. Women like that, those male identified, male centered traditional women, even they might be miserable in their relationship, but they must save face. So they will lie. And it's perfect. My life is perfect. It should still be perfect. You hear her saying all that shit. Crazy. Was he remorseful? Dolores says, Frank wasn't remorseful. I told Frank, call her right now. Tell her you're never going to see her again. And Frank was like, no. So that's the difference between staying. It's not that black and white. I understand that women are socialized to stay. You are socialized to stay. Men stay. Yeah, they do. But you don't hear about it, because that's not the role in our society that a man plays. The man is supposed to do the misbehaving, and the woman is supposed to get past it and fight for our marriage. Did it bring you closer? Yes. I had to hide to cry. Marge says you were very villainous with the way that you were. She was like, and then all of a sudden you're Scarlett O'Hara. You're crying and crying and crying. And she was like, I can still have the perfect life. And she said, if you had the perfect life, you wouldn't crumble like this. You wouldn't crumble like that. I never got a chance to process. I never got a chance to process it. And then I decided to share with you. You weren't sharing shit. You weren't sharing shit. Marge shared. You had no choice. Otherwise, you would be still living the perfect life. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. My life is perfect. Don't you can't tell me my life is perfect. You just like that meme of the little dog sitting at the table with his coffee mug and there's fire all around him. I'm fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. It's fine. That's Jennifer. Girl. You have to. You have to, and that's why wives, they encourage other wives and stuff to stay in crazy stuff, because they all have to be miserable together. Bitch, you ain't getting out of this alone. You ain't getting out of this without us. You gonna fight for your marriage, and you gonna stay with that nigga so we can have our Thursday nights where we complain about these niggas and we be miserable together. You ain't leaving your damn man. Melissa says, did you feel kind of relieved that he had, now he's, he has to be held accountable for something? Nobody else got to hold him accountable. This is kind of like his punishment. And she said, I don't know, did she say yes? I don't know if she said yes or not, but I don't know. Jennifer is a liar. She's just a liar. She's just a liar. So that's all I'm gonna just go by. She's one of those people who just lie to, keep up the facade. And that's just what it's going to be. She's just one of those women. It doesn't matter. Like I said, a fire can be going on around her. It's fine. It's fine. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's better than ever. It's stronger than ever. We're stronger than ever. It's a mess. Marge tells him that, oh, no, that bill hasn't come out yet. Do you regret anything? Are you still mad at Margaret? No, she's not, she says. So she said no. I wrote it down. She said no, she's not mad at Margaret anymore. Oh, Margaret said she gave her therapist, the number to her therapist and everything. So she was like really sincere about, you need somebody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? The husbands come out. Frank and David live together. Joe Benigno got his eyes done. I'm gonna have to get used to it. I'm not used to it yet. He looks very bright around the eyes. I'm not used to that yet, so I have to get used to it. I was like, "What's wrong with Joe?" When they first showed him, I was like, "What?" Sorry about the Starbucks. What can I get for you? Yes, may I have a grande dirty chai latte double with oat milk, 2 pumps of brown sugar at 180 degrees, and that's it. I'm sorry, what temperature? 180. Okay, so I have a grande hot chai tea latte with 2 shots, 2 pumps of brown sugar made with oat milk and 180 degrees. Yes, please. Okay, it's going to be $8.45. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to his eyes. I'm not used to it yet. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm not used to it. But, whatever you need to do to make yourself feel better, do it. As long as you're not hurting anybody or hurting yourself, do it, honey. Make yourself feel better. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself feel better. Get my money together. So what happened? Oh, Evan, he was talking about how this is the longest Jackie has, changed up her her behavior, and he's a little, disappointed that he didn't, as a husband, have more of an impact on her recovery. But she's still making progress. Bill, how are you guys doing? We're doing better. It's just reliving it. It's kind of, messed up. Everybody says that. Louie, how was your first season? It was horrible. No fault to anyone. Really? Yeah, bitch. No fault to anyone. And if you allowed me to talk and didn't sound like a goddamn chihuahua every time I said something and started barking over me, I would have been able to explain myself. If you would have let him, and even just saying that, if you would have let him talk, I was just like, Teresa, whatever. Teresa didn't let me talk. Why do you guys call each other the wolf pack? Because we have a vibe and we bond. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. You do the same. There's Teresa now. You hear her yapping in the back. You hear that yapping? I don't know if that's a dog or what. They asked Frank about Dolores's boyfriend. He called him. Oh, they're doing the McDonald's like that. The McDonald's looks almost similar to this shipping container vibe. It's kind of like the same design. Come check out our new look. This is McDonald's. I don't know how I'm gonna do this with all this traffic. I don't know how the diva is gonna get past all this traffic. I'm gonna have to go around and turn around because I don't feel like fighting with these people. Oh, okay. So he called him Buzz Lightyear. And then they try to fix it because she was not happy about that. She was like, "Why would you do that? Why are you saying that?" And they were like, "I guess he looks like Buzz Lightyear." I don't remember what he looks like. I've seen him once or twice. I don't remember what he looks like. He was like, him being a superhero, I thought he would be able to deal with it. Dolores was not happy. She was like, he's not used to, and it contradicted what he said, or what she said earlier, that he's close to his wife, so he understands. But apparently he doesn't, because according to Frank, he's been trying to sit down and talk to him and meet with him, and she was like, well, let us get cool first because we are a lot to handle. We're a lot to handle. Oh shit. I wasn't able to get in the turning lane. I'll just turn up here. We're a lot to handle, and he was like, yeah, but let's just stop talking about it because I don't want to get her mad. He's like, I'm very protective of our relationship. It's very odd that he's so protective of their relationship, the way he mistreated her in their relationship. Okay, I'm not going to go back because they seem to have a great relationship, and it doesn't look like that they're going to, anything is going to end from them. I can do that. I don't think anything is ever going to end between. I'm going to turn right here. Let me turn around. These damn streets be having like ditches on each side of them. on these streets with no sidewalks. That's a cute house. So, oh my God. That looked like Marge Simpson's sisters in that car, child. Baby, what's their names? Edna. What's Marge's sisters' names? They be giving Homer the blues, baby. They be giving him the blues. Bart's aunties. So he said, I've tried. I would have expected more out of a superhero. Frank is stupid. So he said he didn't want to talk about it anymore because he didn't want Dolores to get upset about it. Oh, so what happened after that? Okay, let's let these people go. What happened after that? The communication. Louis, how did you get the communication between the Gorgas and the Judices? How did that work? And then he said that Teresa was open and easy to talk to. And Andy was like, I haven't, over the last 13 years, I haven't had much luck. I haven't had much luck. She's a Taurus. And then I love how he asked her later, do you change your opinion on anything? Like when you get new information, you don't say, oh, well, I kind of see it different. Yeah, I do. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're crazy. And I think Andy realizes it too. And I think Andy has to play along with it. But I really feel like he thinks like Teresa it's not fun anymore. And then it's like, you're unreasonable, you're illogical, you're a liar. That's a dangerous person to be around. I wouldn't trust her with anything because she really keeps blaming stuff on Margaret. She needs a scapegoat. She needs somebody to blame because she's too embarrassed to admit that the guy that she's with, there are women coming out with bad Yelp reviews on him. So I have to use Margaret as a scapegoat to deflect. It's your fault. It is all your fault. No, and Louis ends up losing his job. That could have happened to Evan. See how that works? See, that could have happened to Evan. Things that are not favorable, the way that you are, your character, how you treat other people in business. If it comes out that you're not a kind person, you might get released from the company that you built. Because you no longer, the way that you treat people, no longer aligns with our core values. You're mistreating women. You're being accused of being abusive, a sex act, like all these just character flaws after character flaws after character flaws. And you want to blame that on Margaret, as if Margaret had any control over what is happening. And she wanted Margaret and the rest of the women to behave in the way that Jennifer behaves and lie. Everybody needs to just lie. We're going to sit here and we're going to lie about this situation. We're not going to bring it up. We're going to act like it doesn't exist. And if you bring it up, I'm going to blame you for everything. She tells Margaret, you don't know what we went through this year. You didn't lose your job. You better stay. You better be quiet for you and Louis be out of jobs. Because what you got going on, Teresa, some leggings, right? The leggings. What else Teresa got going on? She got a couple cookbooks. What else? What else? Explain the video. I was trying to flip public opinion. So I don't know what Margaret said she was trying to do, trying to be his publicist, I guess. Trying to say that, I heard all of these stories and I wanted him to say something. And I really feel the way that he explained it, he should have just said that. It's just that simple. And just like Joe Gorga was like, exactly, see, that's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. But then you had this wide-faced woman over here telling you to be quiet at every chance she gets. He doesn't get to explain himself. So it does look like you're hiding something and you really don't have anything to hide. Because to me, men on the beach trying to keep each other accountable, jacking off in the woods in a circle, that is what y'all do. What do y'all call the captive wolf pack? That's what alpha men do. Captive wolves. That's how they act. So I'm looking at these Men, heterosexual men trying to get in touch with their emotions and stuff in a society that tells them not to get in touch with their emotions. It don't look weird to me. It just looks like some men trying to get in touch with their emotions. And however way that looks to them. I guess it looks weird to some people. It didn't look weird to me. It did not look weird. I was like, it's not weird. But him proposing and making a commitment to this woman on the video, and then him saying, well, I wasn't trying to propose, but it looked like it. Well, you explain yourself. And then Teresa's like, Margaret should have just came to me the next day and told me he didn't explain it well enough. What? You're not, Margaret was like, you're not receptive to anything I say. Anything. You're going off now. I can't stand you. I can't stand you. I can't stand you. Bitch, I can't stand you. What does that mean? That means nothing to me, Teresa. Thank you for not standing me. Thank you. Now I don't have to be like Dolores over there in this weird ass relationship with somebody that I can't talk to things about because she wants to hide everything. She wants to also like Jennifer. That's why they get along so well. Jennifer practically sitting on her lap. That's why they get along so well. They're the same. It's perfect. Everything is fine. It's perfect. Is any of it true? I was in toxic relationships. I don't want to label it as emotionally abusive. Why? Because you don't like the way it sounds, but you probably were. You probably were. If the relationship was toxic, you probably were. You were participating. So you probably, I don't know what it means. You don't want to label it. Do you demand sex 4 times a day? He was like, Teresa, she was like, I would. Shut up. What about the DV situations? I had an argument with my wife and she called the cops. Listen, I'm going to take the woman's word before him. I'm going to give the woman the benefit of the doubt. That's just how it's going to be. I'm going to give the woman, look how the winds are blowing really, really hard. You see, I don't know if you can tell. You can't tell. Somebody told me not to be showing cows and stuff and just get to the point. Girl, no, I have to pace myself. I have to watch stuff, especially if I'm driving. You're going to get some lulls in between the actual story, like right now, because I got stuff to do. I have other things to do. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're here. Trash cans have fallen down. All right. All right, so what happened after that? So yeah, so he says, I didn't get a chance to explain it. Margaret said she was trying to flip public opinion. She says, if you were a good person, she says, I am a good person. Let him explain, right? Melissa, Marge does get into people's business, but she was trying to help. It seemed like you had a coach. It seemed like whoever talked to you told you to deny, which only made you look stupid, really. I had no chance to speak. I never said unkind things about you. I did not say anything about you. Margaret didn't say anything about Louis. All she kept saying was, Louis needs to speak to this. Louis needs to speak to this. He needs to speak to this. He needs to speak to this video. He needs to speak to the allegations that are coming out. He doesn't need to explain anything to anybody. Okay. That was Teresa. Did you hit your wife? No. Is he a perfect human? No. Am I a perfect human? No, I'm not. Why wouldn't I want you happy? This is what Margaret is saying to her. Why wouldn't I want you happy? Why would I want you, after all that you've been through, why would I not want you happy? And then, like Andy asked, like, why can't your friends ask you questions? I guess don't ask anything on camera because there needs to be a facade. We need to maintain an illusion. And you asking questions about what goes on without the cameras, it messes up the illusion. It alters the illusion. I don't like Teresa Giudice at all. Louis said he completely agreed with Marge. And Melissa was over there like, girl, he's a nice guy. Me, not so much. I'm not forgiving. Not so much. He didn't think she was wrong. And like he said later, no, Bill said it. Bill said it, which is how to be held accountable. Was that Bill? Yeah. Yes, that was Bill. Okay, but we're going to get to Bill. Um, Andy calls Teresa a Teresa go round. Basically, you'll get dizzy on this carousel. You'll get dizzy trying to even have a conversation with her. It's like having a conversation with a drunk person. There's no rationalization. There's no nothing. It's nothing. We can't talk. There's no being reasonable. Everything is going to be illogical and unreasonable. And that's how Teresa is. And the fact that she's allowed to act like that, I mean they do pushback, but Melissa, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, he said his favorite movie is Sex in the City. He doesn't want to be extra when he gets married. He just wants to go to the courthouse and go to the diner, like Sex in the City, because that's his favorite show or whatever. Bill, they get on Bill with the kids. What did the kids say about the affair? They were disappointed. Then the other ones wanted to know, were mommy and daddy getting a divorce? We want what's best in hindsight. He asked him, Jennifer told us that you guys had a plan to deny, and he was like, well, the truth sets you free. And then he says, well, how are you guys now? He says, I'm fortunate enough to be with Jennifer still, for her to accept me back after having an affair. I'm not blaming any other person. Basically, let's start at the beginning. None of this would have happened if I hadn't cheated on my wife. Thank you. So I'm not blaming anyone for anything after I did what I did. That's how you take accountability, period. Well, my kids were collateral damage. He's never heard you say it. So Marge says she apologizes again for the comments about the kids going to therapy. They will need to go to therapy, if not for what Bill and her went through, but watching their mother live in a deluded reality. They're going to have to be in therapy for that. My mom lived in a fantasy world. My mom wanted to maintain a fantasy. We had to adjust our reality to adjust to our mom's fantasy. That's going to be what they're in therapy for, not for Marge saying your kids are going to be in therapy. My mom lived in a fantasy world. That's what they're going to be sitting on the couch talking to their therapist about, and how it altered their reality too. And one day they had to tell the truth and get out of that delusion that their mother was living in. Same with the Judices. All them girls over there with their crazy ass mother. You supposed to in public act like it's all hunky dory. Hunky dory? Who's hunky dory? You supposed to act like that in public. That's why Teresa is upset with everybody, because you're bringing it out in public. We're supposed to live a fantasy world. Even with her relationship with Joe and Melissa, we're supposed to act like we're family and we get along and we're like this. You're not like this. You're not like this. And we've seen it over and over again. Joe Gorga, he's entitled to how he failed. I don't know why you thought he was going to choose you over me. I don't know where you got that from. I said, I know that's right, Jennifer. and then Andy had to stop her. He's like, the guys are speaking, because she kept talking. And it's like, stop talking for a second. They're trying to talk about their issues they had. And I agree. I agree that Bill should have called Joe that night and apologized. I'm sorry, bro. You and my wife got into a heated argument. I'm sorry she kicked you out. We cool. I'm sorry, but and whatever after that. But he didn't call, and so he felt like, damn, where's my bro? Right? But I don't think any person is going to expect a husband to go against his wife, because when they actually do stuff that go against, everybody is shocked. Like, again, another thing, we're the Holts. You're supposed to hold up a united front. Right? Everything's supposed to be, A-okay from the outside. The men are more stable. Are they? What did you was just hitting tables last season? Or was that last season when he was hitting the table talking about Joe Gorga? Joe Judice? And his relationship with him, and he was hitting the table and Melissa threw the cheese tray? Is that stability that you're referring to, Joe? That's the misogyny. That's the misogyny, honey. It was not appropriate to throw her out. That's why we have security involved. That was shady. That was shady. Bill said that. Y'all so raggedy and dusty. Y'all need security because y'all don't know how to control yourselves. We never had security, and now we have security because y'all don't know how to control yourselves. That's what happened on Potomac. They didn't have security. It was producers trying to get the jaws of life off of Candace. She was clamped down on her so bad. People was hollering and screaming in her ear. That's why they have security now. That was shady to me. That's why we have security now. And then I thought it was funny that Joe says we got, the bitch boys, we got the cheaters, the disbarred attorneys, the crooks out here supporting their lives. And it's true because it's like a bunch of imperfect humans, like we all are. It's just like the circumstances and how we deal with when we make mistakes, how we deal with it, who we blame, how we react, how we grow. We're all imperfect. I thought it was so funny when he said that. The disbarred attorney, the cheaters, the crooks, we all up here supporting our wives, all the bitch boys. Nobody's perfect. Remember when Frank, that was the season I came back. When we found out Frank got disbarred and he didn't tell Dolores, he told the son. That was the season I came back. Because I had the season with the one, what's her name, Siggy, I think that was her name. I think she was she on for 2 seasons or 1 season? I think that's the season that I didn't watch. And they had another woman on there who was like a therapist. Was that Siggy? I think that was Siggy. And then one of them is like a Republican or something, like a staunch Republican. Right? Anyways, so Frank threw Jennifer under the bus. You brought it to the show. That's the thing. Like, you brought it to the show. No, just be quiet. I don't like that. When the cameras go up, the cameras go up. What brought something to the show? Now you guys are editing yourselves and you're producing yourselves. Just be honest and be truthful and let them get the reality. Like this, we're not going to bring stuff to the show and we're not going to mention this on camera. I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. This cunt thinks I told you to tell everybody. You're nuts. You're nuts. So this was Dolores talking to Jennifer. Evan was another one. He took accountability about, what happened with Jennifer. He called me an accomplice. Is that what she said? When did she say that? My husband, I'm not an accomplice. My husband is not an accomplice. My husband is my husband. We're going to tell each other everything. And I wasn't digging. These people ratted me out. So that's how you knew that it wasn't about you digging. It was about you getting caught. It just so happened that the 2 people I went to ratted me out. They snitched. It's a rat. We know what a rat is. The cheaters, the disbarred attorneys. You care because you got caught. Louis, that's when Louis lets us know he got let go from his job. And I put Evan, question mark. That could have happened to Evan. Let go, negative press. Teresa said, I'm upset with what you did. Are you upset with what you did? Andy tells everybody to shut up. Do you blame Marge, Louis? Louis says no. She said, I can't stand her. She kept saying it over. I can't stand her. I can't stand her. I can't stand her. That's all it is. It's her deflecting and actually never. And then it's like, no one asked Teresa, how does it make you feel when you hear stories like this about somebody that you are looking to marry? You have reviews out on him. Are you going to ignore all of these reviews and then walk into this like he's this new person? And then he even had to whisper in her ear, if you love me, you'll calm down. And he tells her, you're making a big mistake. Marge says she wants good things for him. She doesn't mean any harm by him. She wants good things for him. The husbands leave. Marge, she called me a cunt. She threw a plate at me. She was like, I did apologize. I did that already. I didn't apologize. And then she said she was provoked. How is it that all the women who lose control, how come they're the ones who are provoked? No one else is provoked. No one else is provoked. Only the women. Everybody else does the same amount of yelling and screaming, but the women who lose control, they jump up and say they were provoked. By who? By some words? Because you didn't have the words. You didn't have the words. That's how you were provoked. It was not computing. What time is it? Okay, we have time. So we're almost done. So Teresa said she was not proud of that. She tried to stay calm, but she was talking about my boyfriend. So everybody who talks about your boyfriend, you're going to react that way. So you're going to lose control, and it's enough to provoke you. Is it unusual to ask questions? Well, if you were a close friend, then she would have asked me off camera. I wouldn't be with him if I thought if anything was wrong with him. It's because Margaret is speaking to his ex-girlfriends. Margaret's like, I am not speaking to his ex-girlfriends. It's that because it's like she's literally gaslighting, and she's trying to gaslight. If somebody was not, they would accept her saying that. It's once you accept what she's saying, like that's the thing. It's like you can't even argue with someone like that, because if you do, that means you've accepted what they're saying, and what they're saying is not true. So once you've accepted a lie and start arguing about a lie, you're gone. Everything is gone. Everything is gone. So you can't even engage with Teresa. And that's why Manzo said, it's a whirlwind of stupidity. It literally is. And if you get caught up in that fucking tornado, like I said, it's a carousel. That's how I use the analogy of a carousel. You will get spun around, and if you stay on long enough, they'll spin that motherfucker the other way and have you fucking dizzy, like Andy called her a Teresa go round. It's a carousel of contradictions, delusions, fallacies, just illogical rationalizations. It's horrible. And once you engage and you hook on to that, you're now in Alice in Wonderland on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I can't play those games. Like Margaret said, sidestepping people. I'm not gonna dance with stupid. I'm not gonna dance around the crazy person. What she say? I'm not about to dance around the crazy person. We're gonna talk about stuff. Just because your ass is provoked because somebody said something about your fiance and wants to talk about that, there's nothing wrong. A good friend wouldn't bring it up in front of everybody. A good friend, like the enabler Dolores on the end of the couch, she didn't even ask you questions about going to jail. Shit. You called her everything in the book. You pulled her hair and everything. I championed for her. I felt bad for her. I think Margaret feels bad for Teresa because she thinks she's slow. I think that's why a lot of these girls get by. Portia, they think they're not all there. And so you kind of feel bad for them, like, oh, they're dumb. Oh, she's not all there. I feel bad for her. Girl, you went and digged. I didn't dig. Shut the fuck up. Okay, girl. Okay. And that's it. It's like you can't even, every time she says something, I didn't, and you want to deny it, but you know you didn't do it. So it's nothing to deny because you know you didn't do nothing. You know you didn't do nothing. You have an issue. If everyone has an issue, you have an issue with everyone. Do you think it might be you sometimes? I don't know. Do you ever change your opinion? There's no self-reflection. Then he went around to everybody and asked them what they learned. And that was the end of the episode. I'm glad it's over. Like I said, in terms of casting choices, I would just bring another person on who is a mutual friend of someone outside of Teresa, like an extension of, like Melissa. Tracy was a good extension of Melissa. or an extension of Jackie, because we have enough extensions of Teresa. We have Dolores, we have her brother, we have Melissa. So we need Melissa to bring somebody on, or Margaret to bring someone on. No shade, but I would like Lexi. But they're too close. It's too close. But I would like Lexi on there. It's just too close for comfort. I mean, she works for Margaret. But Lexi and her husband, they show up to events and stuff like that. I think it would be cute. I think her husband's cute. He's like a husky dude with like a beard and stuff and glasses. I think something like that. I think that's Lexi's husband. But I think Tracy was a good person. I also think Tracy was good because she questioned Teresa. Teresa doesn't want anybody to question her because the questions reveal the truth. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. The wind is blowing out here. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. I don't know if we're going to come this weekend. Today is Friday, so I don't know if we're going to come this weekend. Maybe if I make a run. I don't think I have to make any runs, but if I have to make a run, then we'll make a car video. All right, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Peace.